Yes, you can rise.
I'm sure, Mr. Speaker, you like to see me when I get up on motion to adjourn, as that typically means that it is the end of the sitting. Mr. Speaker, we have heard a number of contributions today on the motion to adjourn. And it is noted that, of course, there are 35 members of this House currently and one seat vacant. And when we return on the 31st, there will be 36. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, I plan to be away on government business and returning the afternoon, so I will miss what is the hope of all of us on this side, that a incredible Bermudian will join us in this chamber. And that incredible Bermudian is none other than former Senator Lindsey Simmons. Now, I heard the story that MP Chris Famous had spoken about, said that he went into Roses or Chopsticks to pick something up, and, Lindsey said, I want to be like you one day, an MP. And I remember how pleased I was, having not known Lindsey personally, but known about the work of which she had done. I remember how pleased I was in 2020 as party leader to be informed by the candidates committee that she had submitted an application to run for the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party. Lindsey's heart is incredibly large. And anyone who knows Lindsey knows that she is service before self. Many persons have spoken about her accomplishments, but her accomplishments aren't for what she's done for herself. It is about what she has done for others. And through trying personal circumstances which she has gone through, she has emerged as a survivor, someone who can speak about the challenges of domestic violence, someone who can speak about the experience of raising foster children, someone who can speak about what is necessary to make sure more Bermudians get educated, whether you're starting scholarship programs, where you're taking care of those persons who don't have the ability to take care for themselves. That is what Lindsey Simmons has done throughout her career. She would be a fine addition to this House and will represent the persons of Constituency 10 in fine fashion. When she ran in 12, an OBA stronghold, she didn't stop after she lost. She continued to serve. Even before the former member resigned, and she was assigned to constituency number 10 on behalf of the Progressive Labor Party. She was out on the doorsteps, working, meeting, solving problems, helping persons, connecting them with services, and doing what MPs and representatives need to do. No, she wasn't going in the warehouse and handing out turkeys to everyone, like the former MP did. But she was speaking to their hearts and trying to help in the best way possible. And that's what she did. The honorable member for constituency number 7 had wrote an op-ed piece and spoken about the fact that when she found out that there was a situation on Bridal Hill, though she was not the MP, she got people together to solve that problem for those constituents. It wasn't about writing emails to the Minister of Public Works and telling your constituents there's nothing you can do, like the former member of Parliament who did, who we know has vast resources to be able to do what Lindsey has done. But again, service above self. That is the epitome of Lindsey. That is what she is represented in this party. That is what she's represented in this country. That is what she's represented in this community. And that, Mr. Speaker, is what she will represent in this House. And therefore, it is my hope, my prayer, after all the hard work, that she will be seen worthy to be sworn in by you when we come back in here on May 31st, Mr. Speaker. She's carrying the flag and the banner for the Progressive Labor Party, Mr. Speaker, a party that has labored in government The Honorable Minister responsible for Economy and Labor spoke to say that the Progressive Labor Party is the party for workers. It is the party for seniors, and it's the party for youth. These aren't just slogans. This isn't about trying to satisfy some personal ego, about trying to carry out some type of grudge, or to somehow all of a sudden, for the independent candidate, rail against a system that personally benefited when it was personally beneficial to that particular individual. This is about the policies that are carried out on behalf of the people of whom we serve. That's what this is. Persons want to reduce this to personalities. Persons want to reduce this to about me and other people, but that's not what this is. The people of C10 are electing a representative to represent them. When they ask, what are the policies that you stand for on the matters of workers, whether it's minimum wage, whether it's protection for workers, whether it is the upgrading of the Employment Act, whether it is making sure that we take a strong stance against sexual harassment and bullying, all those things, Mr. Speaker, that we have accomplished for workers in our time in office. And the work continues. Ensuring dignity in the workplace, the enshrinement of rights, ensuring that people can keep more of what they earn, making sure that employers who may be unscrupulous are held to account. And what has that yielded? It is yielded, as the Minister of Economy and Labor says, an unemployment rate that has not been seen in this country for 44 years, Mr. Speaker. When we talk about a party for seniors, our candidate had her seniors out today, taking them around the country, continuing in her vein of service as she has always done. And she carries the banner proudly on the doorstep for a party that, unlike the party opposite, ensured that our seniors received increases in their pension every year, ensured that we carried out our promise to make sure that they got more prescription drug benefits under future care, a party that has stood for seniors to ensure that we have rights and responsibility for the care of the elderly, to make sure that we continue to have them have dignity in their retirement. That is the record. It is easy to knock on doors when you have a record. That is it. And when we talk about a party for the youth, Mr. Speaker, let's be clear. We have accomplished much. Whether it is a youth employment strategy, which has seen countless persons re-enter the workforce, record numbers of Bermudians in international business working in those industries, Mr. Speaker. Whether it was the reopening of the Bermuda College to ensure that no young person was denied the opportunity to go there due to the financial circumstances of their particular family. That, Mr. Speaker, is what we have accomplished. We continue to progress items as the Progressive Labor Party. Are we perfect? No. No one is. Do we claim to be perfect? Absolutely not, Mr. Speaker. But do we claim to be the best option and has the best policies for the people of this country, the people of C10? Undoubtedly. And that is why all of our members, Mr. Speaker, have hit the doorstep in support of Senator Simmons. And the party has rallied because she is worthy of a seat in this honorable chamber due to the work of which she has done over her life and career. An exemplary Bermudian woman who should be here to speak on behalf of not only her constituents, but those who have been through the trauma and travails that have afflicted women in this country for far too long, of which this government has made sure that we put extra protections against. So, Mr. Speaker, it is my hope that people will look past the nastiness and the lies. It is my hope that people will not give in to the instincts and the beliefs that in a country that is regarded as one of the least corrupt countries on the planet, that they don't give into the story of, oh yes, the PLP is just out there for itself taking money. Nonsense, Mr. Speaker. Because if that was the case, we would be in jail. That's the reality. We don't control the police. The United Kingdom government does. And has been seen, they will never have an issue trying to take out anyone who wears green and represents the Progressive Labor Party. Let's be clear on that. So let's stick to the facts, not the innuendo, which is peddled by the opposition, who literally says they want to get up and speak without belittling people on the other side.
Point of order. Yeah, point of order, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, the honorable member and premier is impugning improper motive. This is the second time that he's done it, as I listened, and insinuating that a former member of ours was handing out turkeys with all this resource, like it was really needed. It was for the needy that he handed them out. For the needy, not just to every constituent or the likes. And now he continues on to degrade the LBA on something he knows. None of us have been pulled before the courts. If he wants to talk about stuff like that, come on now. Keep it clean. He's saying he wants to keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Premier, I know you're skillful enough to not get not go down the wrong road.
Mr. Speaker, I must have struck a nerve, and I don't even understand how that nerve was struck. Everyone knows that Michael Dunkley hunted out turkeys all over this constituency, and people love it. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. That's fine. Okay. Apparently, he's missing the point. So let me try again. When persons over on that side, remember, Mr. Speaker, where I was, about focusing on the policies, it is amusing to hear people on that side saying, without belittling people on the other side, when in official documents, throne speech replies and budget replies, they waste no energy trying to throw innuendo, trash, and sleaze out. But yet they go.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Go there.
The Honorable Premier, for the third time in his speech, is impugning an improper motive. Let's take the high ground, please, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the Hansard will...
I'm just going to say, I know you're skillful enough.
Thank you.
Carry us past this. We can move past this point.
The Hansard will reflect, Mr. Speaker. The Hansard will reflect after they try to revise it and put out something. The Hansard will reflect. But that's the point, Mr. Speaker. The point is that this is about the policies. This is about what is done when people are challenged. That is what these things should be about. Not about the low road, not about the innuendo, not about pushing all those things out, Mr. Speaker. That is what this is about. And that is what Lindsay has brought to the doorsteps of C10. That is the fact. And that is why voters are responding, Mr. Speaker. And that is what we are proud to support. Now, Mr. Speaker, let me move on. And what I will move on to, Mr. Speaker, is, as many have alluded to, next Friday will be May 24th and will be Bermuda Day. I know that the Junior Minister of Tourism, Culture, and Sports spoke about the day earlier in the motion to adjourn. I know that we have the Minister of Tourism, Culture, and Sport, who sits in another place, likes to tell people that it's his favorite holiday. And he established this year inside the budget a Bermuda Day fund to make sure that we can raise the number of participants inside the parade to make sure that we continue to build on this tradition at that point in time. And yes, Mr. Speaker, we have succeeded with the highest number of entries in the parade since in the last 10 years. That's what happens when you are focused on trying to make sure that you build culture and put things together. That is what we have done. And so I'm looking forward to this parade. I'm looking forward to ensure that participants can be a part of it. I'm proud that as Minister of Finance, we're making sure that anyone who is bringing in items for this particular event is not paying duty on those items. As I remember, I saw some people saying they were having bake sales saying, I need to do this. I said, no, you don't have to. We changed the law to make sure you don't have to, and making sure that that relief is provided, Mr. Speaker, because it's all about us in order to make sure that everyone can have a good day on May 24th. But the Minister of National Security was 100% correct. It must be a safe day, Mr. Speaker. And having a safe day means that we all need to look out for each other. We've had some very unfortunate instances of violence which have happened recently. And what we want to make sure is the holiday is a safe holiday and an enjoyable one for everyone. So I will encourage all persons to come out. I will pray, of course, for good weather, looking forward to the holiday and hope that people will be safe. And I want to congratulate in advance, as I will not be here for congrats no bits when we're back on the 31st, the Minister of Tourism, Culture, and Sport, the team at the Department of Culture, all the participants, all of the runners. Mr. Speaker, I know you play a very big part in that. And also, I know that there was a request that was made. I want to thank Brookfield, who is, of course, building a building on Front Street where the sidewalk is obstructing where runners are going past, for, of their own volition, asked for requests from the government, moving the sidewalk back and move those barriers back so the whole Front Street can be lined at that point in time. So it would be remiss if I did not acknowledge them for that publicly, Mr. Speaker, as I know it was something that was raised to make sure that the runners and everyone can get by in time. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I wish all members a very happy Bermuda Day. I wish the country a happy Bermuda Day. And I will sign off, as they said, with a party political message that all persons in constituency number 10 on May 22nd get out and vote for the best candidate in this race, Lindsay Simmons from the PLP. Thank you.
Members, with that, it brings a close to today's proceedings. I thank members for having a day where we got a lot accomplished and we didn't have to go late into the night to get that accomplished. As we break this evening for what will be holiday season next week,